What is up, my fellow Barn On Nation? This is Chris, a.k.a. Barn On 11970. Thanks for checking out this video. I actually can't believe I'm actually talking about this subject, but in lieu of the people who are actually starting to talk about this at this point, I really want to see what your thoughts are about this, and that's, of course, Bitcoin. Now, those of you who've been watching my channel know that I am not for Bitcoins. I totally understand the concept and the idea behind it. I totally understand that people can make a lot of money on it. My channel is not about how much money you could make. It's about thinking about things beyond what you see right in front of you. And if you know anything about governments, you know anything about mainstream media, you know anything about banks, they use money and they use greed and use your emotions to get you to go a certain agenda. So you have to think beyond the fact that Bitcoin may be a good idea. I see it as a future corruption and an entrapment that people may not realize. And last week, I made a video about how I was not happy with Peter Schiff. And I do want to thank him at least because I actually sent him an email a day or two later apologizing for the fact that even though I don't agree with him, I shouldn't have gone on his site and said what I said. I mean, I didn't dog him out or curse him or anything, but I felt like that wasn't the right thing to do, so I apologized. And he was actually man enough to email me and respond, so I give him kudos for that. So that's nice to see. As a matter of fact, he's the biggest channel or the biggest person in this quote-unquote community about talking about gold, silver, and stuff like that actually was willing to respond, so I give him credit for that. But this week, if you look at Mike Maloney, he is now one person that went from I don't trust Bitcoins and I don't believe into them to now all of a sudden starting to say, well, maybe it's something that's beneficial. Now, just the timing of all this stuff, considering I made that video about a bunch of people sending me information about the fact that gold and silver could be dipping, and then all of a sudden a little bit later on this year, they could go parabolic. I just find it very interesting all of a sudden the very big people that once were against Bitcoin, now all of a sudden are thinking, well, maybe it's not that bad after all. And if anybody out there thinks that a digital currency is going to be hidden, I'm sorry to say you are mistaken, because I'll give you a prime example. If you, let's say, for example, there are websites that you could buy physical gold and silver with your Bitcoins. Now, what do? You place an order on their website. They ask you which way you want to pay for it, and let's say you decide to pay for it in Bitcoins. They email you a receipt. You get it in your email address. It says confirm purchase of such and such amount using your Bitcoins. So there you go. There is a digital traceable bit of information that says where that Bitcoin went. And a lot of people are using their Bitcoins online, going to different websites where it could be easily traced. And if you don't think governments can take control of things like Bitcoins, please be informed that, especially with the United States Corporation, then the Federal Reserve, which is a private-owned bank, they create money out of thin air. So if they wanted to take over the control of the Bitcoin market, they can just buy any amount they want. And if you don't think they have the technology to be able to bypass all these firewalls and things that say the encryptions are well protected from, if you don't think they have the ability with billions of dollars that they can fund into researching it, if you don't think they could find a way to sneak through, you're just living in a fantasy world. And if you know anything about the whole New World Order and the one world currency, well, last time I checked, weren't they talking about a digital currency where they can easily control you by maybe shutting off the electricity in your house, or maybe taking control of your new Bitcoin card and not let it process? I mean, people have the right to do whatever they want. I'm not going to sit here and say, if you like Bitcoins, I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to attack you. You have the right to do what you want. But what I'm doing is asking you to stop and think about the future of where this can lead. Because if you think that governments are just going to allow the citizens, their slaves, to go into a free market and not have any consequences behind it, or them not taking a part of it, even if it's behind the scenes that you haven't noticed yet, you may want to think about that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm staying away from Bitcoins. At least with the gold and silver, if I want to go down the street and trade it for something, if they find value in that gold or that silver and they trade something with me, I can truly do that anonymously. You can be more anonymous when it comes to even dollars. You can go drive upstate or somewhere down the block and you could make a transaction with somebody, hand it in cash, nobody knows. But if you're on a computer, the Bitcoin itself might be encrypted, but where you're purchasing and what you're purchasing and that information can easily be picked up. So please think about these things. Leave your comments. And here's the thing, guys. If you're going to be a hater, just don't waste your time commenting because I'm not going to allow it. You can disagree. You can give alternate opinions. I'm just asking you to act above a 5th grade level. Show us a way that makes us understand it more. Give us your opinions, even if they differ. Because I don't have a problem with people disagreeing. I have problems with people that can do nothing but insult and attack and make it into a personal agenda other than just speaking their own mind. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your day. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Peace.